Hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peak's Peak. My name's Lucas. We're sharing our hobbies here on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And today I've gone as far as I can go on the tiny house because we are waiting for someone who actually knows how to lay block. Come and lay my foundation for me so that I can get started building. Well, guys, I tell you, things are quickly shaping up here. So Ed and his daughter Stacy are laying the block for our tiny house, and they've done a fantastic job. And unfortunately, I've had to be away at work most of the time that they've been working, but they've done a fantastic job of laying this out, squaring it up. They're giving me everything that I asked for. I'm kind of excited to see them in action a little bit. I've not ever really watched anybody lay block. I've not done it myself for sure. Now, I like to DIY almost everything on my property, but when it comes to a block foundation, it's something I've never done, and if you're going to build a house, the foundation has to be right. So we brought in the professionals. We brought in Ed, his daughter Stacy, and his son Justin to lay the block for our foundation. Now, they make it look easy, but as you'll see a little bit later when Caden tries to sling a little mud, that it's not quite as easy as it looks. Now, the first thing you'll notice in this shot is to keep their block running true, they've got a string line ran at the top edge of the block. That way they make sure they're running straight and completely even. And we've been trying for several weeks to get good enough weather where they could get out here and actually make some progress. Even something as simple as the block being wet can affect how well you can lay the block, because if the block's wet, it's going to weigh more, which means it's going to want to sink in the mortar, and it makes it more difficult to run a straight line. They also talked about how quickly the mortar dries out, and apparently there's a new recipe in this mortar that they're using, and they said it's drying out quicker than they're used to. Now, I find all of these little details to be fascinating, and they also reinforce the reason why I'm not out here trying to lay this block myself. I think it's going to rain.
Is it good to go?
No. So while they're the pros at laying blocks, they're not necessarily used to being on camera, and I really appreciate them allowing me to film what they were doing.
Yeah.
You said that, and she was like, "Don't put me on camera." Because the camera does add a whole new level of stress. You're as good as I am with it. That we're not filling the holes in. I don't know if we have enough extra supply for you to do much of this.
you gotta do is like this right here. Turn around, face this way. Tip the trowel over. All back like that.
See how easy it is?
See? Piece of cake.
Sling it so your mud will stay. Like this, look. Sling it.
This is a perfect job for you, big messy job like this.
Clean, but I get me and everybody else messy. You know what I mean?
Would you dump it all on the ground again? Yeah, you're gonna need some more classes, I believe.
There you go. Get your trowel like this. And you kind of smash it to where it stays. See, look. I can hold my trowel up and it don't go nowhere. And then just, that's all there is to it.
There you go. Now,
go.
get it completely,
That's
flip it around. There you go. Now, oh. Almost.
You getting it. Just take practice.
I about grabbed it for some reason.
Try it one more time, and then we're gonna quit wasting the material. Cause you.
Oh, I'd say he'd get it once it.
Oh,
like
I got
right
it.
That's good. Now, come here. Take it.
Yeah,
Get-
turn it around. Turn it, there you go. Body. Put it on this side. It'll be
Right
easier
here.
for you.
Get the tip of it right against there. That's better. Yeah.
I got it now.
Uh,
All right. So every other 6 inches, you've got some mortar. That's good.
That's
All right.
least
Put
we'll have some
it down and
there.
get back. We don't want to make it too much harder for them. I'll have to go down and get more money.
No, he's all right. That's the way you learn, buddy. You try stuff.
Yeah, I think she'll like it a lot better when we live up here. She'll get a little more freedom too. He's connecting the dots over here. So what do you look at as a reference point to make sure that you come out with an exact block space in the middle?
Well, right here we didn't. We messed up.
Right when I start filming?
Yeah. No, you're supposed to look at your middle of this.
Uh-huh.
Here. Should be center with this.
Okay.
Yeah. So I gotta back it up one way or the other. That needs to go.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So you just tighten them up a little. Oh yeah, that ain't bad.
Oh,
See, I was picturing if you run into that, then you got a big mess.
yeah.
You'd have to cut something or,
No, don't cut it.
yeah,
You put it where it's supposed to be.
yeah.
You have to run it.
So you just line up the center with the seam below.
Yep.
Yeah, he makes that look easy.
I know. He does it really fast.
He makes it look like something you could do. Now, how did they know how many of that different type of block you called a jam? How did they know to send
75%. These are called stretchers. The others are
stretchers?
jams.
And why do you use a stretcher over a jam or vice versa?
It ties in better, locks. See these two joints?
Yeah.
More in between them. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Lock better.
Huh.
The jams are designed well for a sash like this right here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna put that in there. I'll show you. Let's see.
You fill that in. Do you have to top it off with mortar
Yep.
because of the vent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you put a sash. Slope it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Zip it out.
Oh, is that what the little slivers for? The vents?
Vents, yeah.
Over there.
I can't hardly do it from in here. Bucky, you shine that one up.
So this family worked really well together. Each one knew their job and they kept up with their part of the work, and it was all just really fun to watch.
No, it's that mortar.
Different brand than what they used to carry.
They used to,
What's
if
that?
they changed it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it's not raining.
Caden, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just kind of playing around in the mud.
Just playing in the mud.
We'll check this time.
We'll use that.
Okay, we're tight. I'm supposed to be 32
Alright,
and 3/8.
so come out.
That gives me a head joint. Tighten up just a little bit. I'm gonna tighten up 2. You tighten up 1, and we should get it.
So you're looking for 16 inches exactly?
I'm looking for
Space?
16 and 3/8.
16 3/8. Okay.
So you got a mortar joint here,
Yeah.
plus the block is 16 inches.
Okay.
Now you got another 3/8.
Yeah. Now the center of these blocks only have this fat part on one side, don't they?
There's a top and a bottom, yes.
Yeah. Now is that just for grabbing onto to make it easier to grab, or is it a structural thing?
Well, it's structural too. Easier to grab for one thing, but you got more mud to lay on and it spreads out.
Right.
And you can, plus like if you got a real heavy joint on, like on the first course or something,
Yeah.
it also helps build it up.
Right.
Can we do that? I can do that.
What's that?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, if you want. You better at it.
What you do? You like it up here? Hmm? Yeah. He's got this. What'd you do? Find you a sandbox?
Yeah.
What are you making?
Lots of. No, I'm just covering.
You covering your feet? Now here Justin is doing what they call striking the joints, and that's just making that nice smooth little rounded finish on the joints so that it looks nice on everything that's going to be above grade.
I'm ready to raise it.
Well, I couldn't be happier with the product that we've got out of this. It's looking great. It's going to be a nice square, plumb, level wall, start building on. Great foundation. They're doing a fantastic job. And it's pretty cool to see a family get out here, you know, working together, getting along, doing a good job. Don't mind me, I'm just here to make you nervous.
Yeah, I know. I was nervous when I heard the side by side up the hill.
That's funny. Well, all right, guys, unfortunately, I don't get to stay and watch them finish the wall because we've got to take off, but I'll come back up here this afternoon and I'll show you the finished product. All right, guys, well, we took care of our obligations and made it back home, and the block laying crew, the Howard family, has packed up and moved on. Kind of hate it that I wasn't able to be here to watch them finish up because I enjoyed seeing them work together. They did a great job. They had a great dynamic working together. The kids respected their dad and worked hard for him. And man, he said he'd been laying blocks since he was like 13 years old. He's been around it all his life, and you could tell he really knew his stuff. He was quick. He did a fantastic job, and this just looks phenomenal. I can't wait to start building on it. It's going to be fantastic. So Caden's over here seeing if he can't tear up the crawl space door first thing out of the gate. What's up, my man? Did you figure it out?
Yeah.
Is it easy enough? Comes out this way. So we had blocks left over. That's good. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, and then some partial blocks. He told me there would be a few spares. They include a few extras for breakage and that sort of thing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, just limbo right on inside here. Now, the crawl space, of course, here's why I wanted this goods crawl space. Because here I am sitting up, and I'll be able to sit up between the floor joists. Basically, we've got 5 courses of block here, and it's gonna be nice. Don't sit on top of me, Maple. Caden, I'm going to have a job for you one day, and you can do it whenever you want. But I'm gonna have you come up in here and go around, and all of this busted up concrete and rock, I want all of it put out here. I want all the rocks picked up and thrown out of here, because when we're crawling around under here doing plumbing and all of that, I don't want my knees to hit rocks. And
You said niece.
for those of you who have been around a while, you remember we insulated our pond cabin with foam, with sheets of foam that we got from a friend of ours, and I have a bunch of those left. And what we're going to do is bring those in here and lay out a foam padding base underneath here before I roll out plastic. That'll give me really nice working conditions underneath the house. So for plumbing and all of that, it'll make it a whole lot easier. That's quite a shape you got to your hat there. His hat reminds me of that guy from the movie Vacation that's renting them the tents, and he goes, that includes scenery and wildlife fun. Spitting watermelon seeds. He's wearing his hat like, let me see this. He had a hat that was about like this with the sides turned up. So, our tiny house has a foundation. I don't know when the next steps will come. Probably will be about a month before I start laying out the floor on this. I don't even want to talk about long-term goals and as far as getting this done, because I just don't know how long it's going to take. It'll just get done when it gets done. But I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride and show you every step of the build. And any projects that I do myself, I'll be sharing, but also any that I hire out, I'll show the process and kind of let you come along with us.
Hire out?
Yeah, we hired
out.
We hired out the block. It was a lot of fun to learn a little bit more about the block laying process, because it was something I'd never really been around before. Hope you enjoyed today's video, getting to see the update on the tiny house. Until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation, because it's beautiful out here. You all have a good day.